What's up, Wisconsin? How the hell is everybody doing? Happy Monday. We are cruising right along here through the month of August. We got Jill in the house. Thank you for stopping out, Jill. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend over there in Thorpe. Hopefully, your package should be arriving soon, too. We got Heath in the house. Thanks for stopping by, folks. Much love. Had a great weekend myself with the baby shower. We are officially, I think, pretty ready for baby. For those that are curious, it's really getting real, man. We got the nursery done. I have to show you guys a video. I thought it turned out super awesome. Hang on, microphone. What the hell is all this here? Just super excited. Super excited for baby. It's starting to get really real. Oh, it's awesome. Thanks for stopping out. Heather. Oh, shoot. I don't have the blanket down here. I'm going to show you guys a blanket this week. Heather, thank you so much. Like I said, me and my wife were like, we knew it was going to be cool, great, beautiful, but like it was perfect. Heather made I don't know what it's called, stitching, crocheting. I'm not good with that stuff, folks, but thank you so much, Heather. Greatly appreciate the blanket. I am sure we will get good use out of it, and Harper is going to love it. We got Danny running for president. Tucker Jr. in the house. Let's get it. Thanks for stringing out, buddy. Appreciate everybody stopping out. Looking forward to vibing in the Pines this week. We'll be there Friday and Saturday. Make sure if you're there to stop out at the tent. We're going to have some fun games, some giveaways. We'll have some merch with us as well. Shout out to the winners of the giveaway. They did contact us, and the tickets went out this morning. So much love across the state. We got a few things popping off when it comes to news, so let's dive into that. One of the stories we've been following here for a moment has some plus news, I would say. North Dakota officials approved legalization measure for November's ballot. You'll remember they've been working on this a couple times, though, so hopefully it's hard to say what it's like over there in North Dakota. I feel like, again, in Wisconsin, it's just a lack of understanding of some people, but we still have enough support that if they did put it to a ballot, it would pass here. But I don't know. It's hard to say in North Dakota. Is there that many people opposed to it that hasn't passed in the past, or is there a lack of education? So hopefully they can get some things moving that way for them. Hey, Jay, thanks for stopping by, man. Much love. Appreciate it. So let's dive into a little bit here about how they did so here in North Dakota. So they'll have the chance to legalize at the polls this fall, it looks like. The Secretary of State certified on Monday that organizers behind a legalization initiative had collected enough valid signatures to put the measure on November's ballot. We've got the chairperson of the New Economic Frontier, which is the campaign behind the measure, said in a statement that the supporters are excited for North Dakota to cast their votes on legalization of adult use this November. It looks like they've got, this makes sense, but they're hoping they'll be able to unlock their state's potential in securing a brighter future for all residents. We're with you there, man. I think our state could use a lot of assistance, especially when it comes to funding. We see it all the time it seems like every day there is a new construction happening, at least in the Fox Valley here. It seems like schools are always getting an facelift, that kind of stuff. Why aren't we pooling these resources and working together and making things more safer and accessible to folks who enjoy cannabis? We get it, right? We get it. So it looks like last month they submitted 22,000 voter signatures. They needed at least 15,000. And they were able to validate 18,964 of those signatures. That's pretty good. I'm assuming that's got to take some work as far as once you collect the signatures, you got to be able to double check, okay, does this person live there? Did they vote more than once? I don't know how exactly that works. Hopefully we'll find a point in time here in Wisconsin where we'll be validating signatures because, as we know, it's way overdue. So the survey from the founder of the independent poll, Brighter Future Alliance, found that 57% of voters are against the cannabis reform measure compared to 43% who are in favor. So again, it sounds like they might be up against it. We'll have to see how things shake out. But we're really hoping that they are able to get this thing passed through. And we have their back, just as hopefully once we get some momentum here or figure out a way to bypass this craziness that we have here in Wisconsin. It looks like the measure that they submitted, it would be adults 21 and older would be able to possess up to 1 ounce of flower. 4 grams of concentrate, and 300 milligrams of edibles that they could buy from a limited number of licensed dispensaries. Adults could also grow up to 3 plants for personal use with a 6-plant cap per household. That is pretty minute, but you know, uh, you got to start somewhere, right? I always try to find the silver lining. That's very minimal. Um, that's tough. The new proposal would limit regulators to approving licenses for up to 7 cannabis manufacturers and 18 retailers. Looks like there's also provisions meant to avoid creating interstate monopolies, such as limiting licenses to no more than 4 dispensaries. Interesting. For those who don't know, right now in North Dakota, they are running with 8 medical dispensaries. I don't know if those are state run. I don't know if those are state run or not, but there are 8 medical dispensaries out there. Wow, we would be in trouble, right? Yeah, they would. I would think be struggling to keep orders coming out. That's crazy. It also doesn't seem to contain any references to a proposed tax scheme for legal sales, so that's probably something they'd have to work out as well. So it looked like 2022 is when they tried it last, and in 18. So they are hopefully able to get things up and running over there in North Dakota. Speaking of states that surround us, shout out to the folks who make this thing possible, Higher Love. Much love to the folks up there at Higher Love. They're located all across the UP. Make sure you check them out if you haven't yet. We got a wonderful code up there top for you to use, which helps you get a nice savings on your visit. It's one-time use, so make it worth it. They got the deli-style flower. They got the pet CBD line. Blue Dream, I'm telling you, you got to try that strain. It is awesome. They grow it themselves. Green, organic grow. Wonderful products up there at Higher Love. Also want to give a shout out to our friends over at Ignite Dispensary. We're actually going to be talking with them this week. They'll be on the show Wednesday, a representative from Ignite. So looking forward to that. If you're looking for products in Wisconsin and to stay legal when it comes to getting stopped in Wisconsin, make sure you check out the fine folks over at Ignite Dispensaries. They are located across the state at Milwaukee, Spooner, Hayward, Superior, Manitowoc, New Richmond. And make sure you check out their drinks. The root beer float is ridiculous. It gets the job done, and it tastes great. It is something to be had. Moving along, this was pretty nice to see. I wonder if any Olympians had used CBD. I know that there is quite a few voices out there that are speaking up about Olympians shouldn't be tested for THC. That makes sense to me, right? Like, there's no advantage there. It's just what we deal with. Runners who take CBD have less anxiety and perceived extortion. New study finds. Exertion. That's not extortion. Extortion is what happens when. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully, you never run into that. This is the article from Marijuana Moment. We've got the cannabis component CBD could benefit competitive runners by helping to reduce anxiety and perceived exertion, according to a forthcoming study. So it looks like they got 12 adult subjects who were given either 300 milligrams of CBD or a grapeseed oil placebo. After a 2-hour waiting period, that seems like a decent amount of time. Let that thing kick in. They've got participants were instructed to complete a 2-mile run on a treadmill as fast as possible. Vital signs were captured periodically throughout the run and afterward, and participants also filled out surveys to measure anxiety and other subjective experiences. The results indicated that participants who ingested cannabidiol reported increased feelings of calm and relaxed compared to those who took the placebo. The CBD group also had an 8% reduction in average rate of perceived exertion halfway through the 2-mile run. So the results suggest that an acute dose of CBD, 300 milligrams, taken 2 hours before a 2-mile run may benefit runners in competition by improving anxiety symptoms and decreasing the rate of perceived exertion without hindering performance time. That is awesome to hear. CBG may work even better for these. That is a good point. I would be interested to try that. However, I don't know that I'm running 2 miles. I have been getting 2 miles on the treadmill for 3 weeks now, but walking, I got a few pounds to lose, and I don't know about you guys. I like to put things off, and one easy thing to put off is exercise, especially when you enjoy food. But I have always told myself, I slack on a lot of things. The one thing I will not slack on is being a dad. And for some reason, it popped into my head. If that kid, Harper, wants to do something and I'm physically unfit to just play with her outside or chase her, like, I can't let that happen. So hopefully you guys keep on me, ask me how it's going in the private message or whatever. I think that really helps keep it rolling, because sometimes it just gets, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. So I don't know if you guys are of that mindset when it comes to exercise or anything in particular. But maybe we got to look at using some CBD, Bob. This would be good. There's always anxiety with how long have we been going, how long we got left. It makes sense, but I could also see CBG being a great tool to use for this as well. As for the speeder runners, those who took CBD completed the 2-mile run slightly, 3.1% faster, but that difference is not statistically significant, obviously. The full text of the new study, a master's degree thesis by Alyssa Bell, is not set for release until September, so keep an eye out for that. The results of this project are exciting, and we can't wait to share them in full later this year. That is awesome. If we got enough folks out there, we could try doing that, but I don't know too many runners myself. Maybe you guys are runners. If you are, let's get you some CBD. Let's see how it works. But no, I think that would make sense, that CBD would bring some sort of relief to the ailments you're going to experience when it comes to, running, especially the longer. Take a doobie walk. There you go, Heather. She says, take a doobie walk. All right. Next up, we've got California hemp retailers tell lawmakers that governor-backed restrictions bill would close businesses and shrink state revenue. There has been a lot of murmurs out there about hemp industry across the U.S. Let's see what they got going on over here in California. This article is brought to us by Marijuana Moment as well. Shout out to the folks over there, Tom and team. California hemp product retailers told a legislative committee on Monday that a governor-backed plan to restrict hemp-derived cannabinoids in hemp flower would shutter businesses across the state, lead to a loss of jobs, and decrease revenue for the state and local governments. It looks like they've got the pushback comes as various groups, including cannabis growers and medical patients who say they rely on hemp-derived CBD, raised concerns about the bill, AB 2223. That is a package of amendments from Governor Gavin Newsom over there in California. Critics say the plan would fundamentally reshape the state's cannabis industry and could cause chaos by attempting to fold hemp products into the state's cannabis supply chain, or MJ supply chain. We got Bob Hickey Sr. in the house. What's going on, Pops? Thanks for swinging by. Hopefully you and Mom are fully recovered from COVID. That was their excuse to get out of the baby shower. I don't know if I believe them. I think they zoomed in. I think they were a little sick. We'll let it slide. But no, I hope you guys are doing better. It sounded like you were on the rebound. And also my dad, he always, he's never sick, even when the test says he is. So I don't know that he actually stopped or laid down to rest, but I called to check on him, and Mom's like, I don't know where he is. He's out there on the tractor, I think. So hopefully you guys are rested up and doing well. Monday's hearing of the Senate Appropriations Committee centered on the physical implications of the legislation, not whether or not it's good policy, something the chairwoman reminded speakers of on a handful of occasions during the meeting. Looks like I don't need to hear the good bill stuff because we're not here on policy. We're here on the money. Yeah, sounds like they've got it going on when it comes to hemp over there in California. This gentleman says most of the bill is perfectly fine, according to Rand Martin, who spoke for the U.S. Hemp Roundtable. That would be an industry group for hemp and CBD businesses. It's a good bill, but we need to make sure that the good actors in California are not being harmed while we try to get rid of the bad actors. Unfortunately, that's what you run into a lot of when it comes to trying to figure out how to go about these things the most fairly. Many businesses that are currently following the rules that we set forth 3 years ago will be put out of business. If the bill becomes law, Martin said, because they'll no longer be allowed to manufacture the products that are selling to consumers now, that will mean a substantial loss of tax revenue, employee tax revenue, and other local taxes. Yeah, that would not be a good thing. Oh, we got Mama Beans in the house. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you are rested up as well. She definitely had the symptoms of COVID. We stayed far away. Hopefully you are doing better as well. Oh, you got to check out, Mom was talking about stopping by to check out the gifts that we got for the shower. Heather's in the comments, and she made a beautiful blanket. You'll see it. It's laying right on the crib. So make sure you check that out when you get here, Mom. Excuse me. Other speakers, most of whom were owners or operators of hemp product stores in the state, said the proposal would close their stores, force them to lay off employees, and leave consumers with fewer options. This is really got to come to at some point. It's gonna, the whole hemp versus cannabis. You see it across the U.S., especially in Florida right now. That's the narrative that's being pushed as far as people voting on recreational use. They're saying that the governor is being paid by the hemp industry to say that it's bad. This, that, the other. We're all talking the same plant. We need to work together, and there is plenty of room to coexist. It doesn't have to be this back and forth crap. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out there in California. As we know, they are usually ones to test new things before many other states do, as far as what they're willing to push the envelope with. So we'll have to see what happens out there. Obviously, they are the OG when it comes to cannabis. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that and see if that doesn't ripple through the states as far as what they try out and how things work there. So, again, something to keep an eye on. That's AB 2223 in California, that now the hemp industry and Big Canna are going head to head out in California, it sounds like. So we will be keeping a close eye on that one. All right, moving along. Going to be a great file. Hey, appreciate that, buddy. Just seeing you now, Mike, on Instagram, because, again, they don't pop up over here, which is annoying. I love cannabis on my 8-mile trail runs. Hey, I'd like to join you, but I don't think I'm going to make it 8 miles. That's awesome, though, man. Kudos. And, yeah, we're going to give this dad thing a try. We're going to do it, man. All right. And then lastly, we got some news here. This was interesting. Most people who use cannabis obtain it from licensed retailers, new survey finds. Among cannabis consumers in states with legalization laws, nearly 8 in 10 say they purchase all or most of their cannabis from licensed retailers, seemingly supporting advocates' arguments that enacting regulated markets can detract from illicit sellers. That's according to a new poll that was conducted by the cannabis telehealth platform NugMD. That is genius. That is a good name for what they are assumed doing, which is cannabis health. NugMD. That's great marketing right there. It found that 77% of people in legal markets buy all or most of their cannabis from regulated stores. Specifically, it looks like 65% said they get all of their cannabis products from legal outlets, while 12% said they get most of it through legal sources. That's impressive. Meanwhile, 7% said they get around half of their cannabis through legal sources. 4% said it accounts for less than half. And 6% said they get none of their cannabis from legal stores. Excuse me. Another 4% said they don't know which retailers are licensed versus unlicensed. That is kind of mind-boggling. Looks like they had 473 people that they asked out of this. This would be interesting to see. If you could get a poll out there that people aren't afraid to take, I'd really be interested to see how that shakes out. But it looks like, according to the poll, again, in New York and California, the poll found that consumers opt for legal stores slightly less often than the national average. So I wonder where Wisconsin is, because we don't have legal stores, unless you have found THCA at your local hemp store, which is a wonderful little loophole if you're going to a good shop. There's a lot of shady shops out there. So of those surveyed, 129 people, or about 27%, said they were in California. In that state, 70% said they buy all or most of their cannabis from legal stores. That is an insane amount. That is pretty impressive. The NugMD survey does not distinguish whether the cannabis was obtained legally, only whether or not it comes from licensed regulated dispensaries, first to numerous alternatives, according to the poll. It'll be interesting to see. Again, if you have it set up right, I would hope that people would be going to the dispensary. You've got checks and balances as far as the quality of the product. You've got sales deals. You got bonus points. You earn them points. Don't necessarily get that on the street. I know it's always nice to help out the local economy, if you will. But I don't know about you guys, but it does feel pretty safe when you're going into a dispensary as opposed to, laying low, car rides around the corner, all that fun stuff that we know about. But it would be interesting to see take this thing to a bigger sample size. I would like to see how those numbers shake out. It'd be interesting to see. It shouldn't be this hard to legalize cannabis, but we all know Wisconsin will be the last state to legalize. It is sure seeming that way, but I'll be damned if we're not going to try to fix that. So we will see what we can do. But looking forward to Wednesday's podcast. Again, we're going to have a representative from Ignite Dispensary on with us to talk a few things hemp. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys don't have anything too crazy pop off before then. It'll be a nice, relaxing night. We'll talk some hemp here in Wisconsin. Get excited about the Vibin' in the Pines coming up on Friday and get things rolling here. So much love to everybody for stopping out. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully you have a great evening. We'll be in touch. Say it loud and say it proud. You got that right, kiddo. All right. Everybody have a great evening. We'll catch you again on Wednesday. Bobby Beans. We're out of here, folks.